Hey friends, Amanda here, Bare Bones Living. Welcome back. And today I wanted to share with you what I got from this month's Azure pickup. And this was a big one for me. And I haven't shared an Azure pickup in quite some months because I felt like I was always getting the same things and no one wants to see the same thing over and over again. So I will show you, this is only half of it. The other half of it is already in my shed, and let me show you what that is here. This is quite the haul, but because it's so much feed, I gotta unload these while I'm right next to my shed where I keep it all. While I got this freezer open, I got 4 gallons of the Azure brand apple juice that comes frozen. It's hard as a rock. And my boys love this stuff, and it's cheaper because it's the Azure brand and it's just like a mix of apples. It's not anything like a Honeycrisp or anything like that, but we enjoy it, so I get a 4-pack to get it cheaper. And then I got another 6-pack of these A2 heavy whipping cream from the Alexandra family farms. Same as these Alexandra family farms. This is that A2 vanilla bean yogurt that my kids love. So I freeze these. I get the big packages. They're each 6 in each, and that'll last us for a good while. As for the feed, this is the feed that you guys have seen me make with the 2 bags of the whole oats, the whole corn, split peas, and flaxseed. That's my, and along with the black oil sunflower seeds, that is not from Azure. That's my chicken feed that I make. But new to me, I get this poultry NutriBalance minerals that I want to try adding, and it's got all sorts of good minerals in here. I just wanted to up their mineral intake, so I'm excited to try adding that to their feed. So for this stuff that is coming into our house, I guess I'll just start you guys over here with our orange juice that we have gotten multiple times. We love this orange juice, and so I just get it regularly. And I got 2 of the 6-packs, but then unfortunately, as I was bringing this one into the house, I was trying to get through the door and it slipped out of my hand and one of them broke, so unfortunately I only got 5 of that, so that's a big bummer. But we love this orange juice, so I buy that a lot. Behind here, I got carrots, and these are number 2 carrots, so that's supposed to be, they're not number 1 carrots, they're number 2 carrots, so they're supposed to be like the 2nd string kind of carrots, which just means they're not exactly the most beautiful carrots, but I don't care about that. They are organic, and this is a 25-pound bag, I believe. Yeah, a 25-pound bag, which is a lot of carrots. But we're gonna do some of these for fresh eating. I cut these up for my son's lunch. We like carrots, and then I cut them up and freeze them in smaller, more manageable increments and put them in the freezer for future meals. So I'm excited to have that. I was almost out of baking powder, so I got another one of those because I go through a lot of bread. This product is new to me and I'm really excited about it. These are millet and brown rice ramen noodles, and I'm excited to try making our own ramen bowls. And even like maybe making up some pre-made ramen with some vegetables and maybe some chicken or something like that in mason jars or something. I don't know yet. But so I just got one, and it's like 4 individual stacks of ramen noodles. So ready in 4 minutes. So I'm thinking, you know, we could do like dry, I could do like dry ingredients, or I can just make it into a soup. I don't know. I'm excited to play around with that. That's a new to me product. I got some chili peppers, chili flakes. I had my own homegrown chili flakes for a couple years, so this amount will last me for a while, and I wanted to get it just in case to kind of like bridge my gap for this year's peppers, because I didn't get any peppers last year. This is kind of to bridge my gap for crushed peppers. I got this organic garlic granules. It's a pound. I accidentally before got the powdered garlic, which is fine and delicious, but in powder form it like blows up in your face and it's just too light and airy. And I like to, you know, like sprinkle it on steaks or something like that, and it's too light and airy for me. I like the granules. It's heavy enough that you can like sprinkle it onto something and actually get it onto your meat or whatever you're trying to season. So I have to make sure that I get the granules next time. This is another new to me product, but I got the yellow organic popcorn. We make lots of homemade popcorn here. We have movie nights on the weekends, and the boys love making homemade popcorn and hot chocolate. So I saw a review on someone else's Azure haul that said that this popcorn was actually very tasty, so I wanted to give this a try. So I just got a 5-pound bag, yeah. This is a box of frozen diced onions. I can't remember how much is in here. £5. Okay. And this is the way that this is packaged is one big bag of diced onions. So I'll let these kind of like thaw so that I can break it up, because it's just one big block of diced onions. And then I'll break it up into small sandwich bags. And we go through lots of onions, and we were all out, so I restocked that. This is also a new to me item. This is organic peeled garlic, and I had bought 2 years ago. I had bought I don't even remember how many pounds of garlic heads from Azure, and they were organic. And they started to, like, we weren't going through them fast enough, so I had to manually go through and peel every single one of them. It took me hours to go through and peel them so that I could freeze them so they wouldn't send off shoots and try to grow in my pantry. And I had never frozen garlic before, but I really liked having the already peeled garlic heads in my freezer. That was nice. It was kind of a bother to have to remember to take them out to thaw them, but it didn't take very long to thaw. And we were almost out of garlic, so I got 3 of them because it was a better deal to get 3 of them, and we go through a lot of garlic. And these are also individually packaged. There are, I don't know how many packages are in here. I think maybe there's 4 of them in here. But each one of these is 6 ounces, or each one of these bags, full bag is 6 ounces. So I got 3 of those, and I plan on freezing these so that I will have lots of garlic on hand. This is an organic extra virgin olive oil that I got for product making, and it is solid right now because it was in the refrigerator with all this stuff, but I've bought this before, used it in my products before, and I really like it. So I needed to get another one. And then last but not least is the flour saga that was this month. And if you are an Azure shopper, you know that, or if you're familiar with Azure, you know that sometimes they will say that something is out of stock and it may not be shipped or they might not have the product in time for your shipment date. And that's what happened with my flour. I had this, was this 25 pounds? Yeah. This 25 pounds of organic all-purpose unbleached flour in my cart. And this is what I have been using to make all of our bread products for a couple years now. I've bought it multiple times. But it has become more popular. So this was out of stock. And when they say that something, for me, when they say that something may not ship, I don't take that out of my cart. I leave it there because more times than not, last minute, even though your window closes and you can't add any more, if something comes that next day and your truck hasn't left yet, they may not have even packed your truck yet. And they might be able to sneak something that was not supposed to be shipped back into your order. So I had this on, this 25-pound bag on, and they said it wasn't going to be shipped because it was not supposed, and it says when it's supposed to arrive. And this was supposed to arrive the day after my window closed, which is another reason why I left it on, because I was like, it's so close, I'm sure I'll probably get it. Or there's at least a possibility that I could get it. So I went with the next largest size, which I think is 10 pounds, right? Yeah. So this is the same thing in 10 pounds. So I put this in my cart. And that was good, and then it went out of stock. And it wasn't going to be shipped either. And I was like, well, what in the heck? So I left that one on as well. And then I went to, I've gotten this einkorn flour before, and this was in stock. And I like it. It's not my go-to, but it is a very good flour. We like the bread that comes with it, that I make with it, and things like that. So, but the biggest thing that they make are 10-pound bags. And instead of, I price compared the different increments that they had, and you can either buy a 10-pound bag or a 32-ounce bag. And I didn't want something that was that small, and instead of buying 2 10-pound bags, it was cheaper to buy 12 32-ounce bags to get the 20 pounds. So I have in here 12 32-ounce bags of the einkorn the organic einkorn all-purpose flour in here. And this was the only thing that stayed on my list of things that were going to be shipped. The einkorn flour was always supposed to be shipped. And even on my closing day, both of these were not supposed to be shipped. But my truck didn't leave the facility for another like 3 days after my window closed. So I ended up getting both of these as well. And that wasn't my intention, but this is not a bad problem for someone who is homesteading to have. I would rather have too much than not enough. I left both of them on. I could have taken one of them off, but I didn't. And that was just my personal preference. I knew what could possibly happen and what did happen. That's a possibility, but again, I would rather have too much than not enough. And then this last bag here is a bag of hard white wheat berries. So I actually ran out of all-purpose flour, and all I had was hard red wheat berries, and I have a Wonder Mill grinder, grain grinder, and so I started grinding my own flour, and it works nicely. The Wonder Mill works really well. It's easy to use, but I haven't gotten my recipes exactly the way that I want them. I tried to make muffins and they were really dense because the bran is still in there, the wheat germ is still in there. I could have sifted it out, but I didn't want to do that, but I feel like I have to adjust my recipes for that. But also making loaves of bread out of the hard red wheat, it's a whole grain bread that I was making, which is good, but I wanted to try to make more of a white bread that would be a little lighter, airier, and that my kids will enjoy more. So I wanted to try the hard white wheat and see how that goes as well. So I still have hard red wheat for whole wheat bread, and I wanted to try some white wheat. So I got a 25-pound bag, right? Yeah. I got a 25-pound bag of the hard white wheat berries. So I'm excited to start trying to use this, and I just need to work with the berries a little bit more and work with my recipes, maybe follow a recipe that is, I did look slightly at some of the recipes, but I just kind of went with my all-purpose flour recipe, and it made edible bread, but it wasn't like spectacular. Like when I have the already sifted all-purpose flour. But I figure if I'm going to be grinding my own flour, I want to keep the bran and the germ and all the good stuff in my flour. And so I'm going to have to adjust my recipes, but now it's time to try the white wheat. So this is what I got for this month. It was a really big order. I don't usually order this much, but this month was just kind of one of those things where everything lined up. I needed more flaxseed, like I only have to buy flaxseed once or twice a year because I use so little of it in every batch of chicken feed, so that lasts me a long time. So it just kind of ended up where I needed to buy more things this month. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Maybe you saw something in this that you hadn't seen before or wanted to try, but this is this month, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Thank you guys for stopping by today and joining in on our journey here at Bare Bones Living. We'll catch you on the next one.